When we hear the word pyramid, most of us think of Egypt. In fact, the Egyptian pyramids are some of the most famous monuments in the world. They were built thousands of years ago, mainly as tombs for pharaohs, who were the kings of ancient Egypt. The most famous pyramid is the Great Pyramid of Giza, which was constructed for the pharaoh Khufu around 4,500 years ago. It is the only one of the 7 wonders of the ancient world that still exists today. The Great Pyramid originally stood about 146 meters high. Even today, after thousands of years of erosion and the loss of its outer casing stones, it still rises over 138 meters. Imagine building such a huge structure without modern machines. It is said that the pyramid was built using millions of limestone blocks, each weighing several tons. Historians believe that thousands of workers, not slaves but rather paid laborers, took part in its construction. The pyramids were not only tombs but also symbols of the pharaoh's power and their connection with the gods. Ancient Egyptians believed in the afterlife, and they thought that preserving the body of the pharaoh and providing him with treasures and food would help him live forever. That is why pyramids contain burial chambers filled with goods, treasures, and sometimes even small boats that the king could use in the next world. Interestingly, pyramids were not unique to Egypt. For example, the Maya civilization in Central America also built pyramids, though their pyramids had flat tops and were used as temples rather than tombs. The pyramids in Mexico, such as the Pyramid of the Sun in Teotihuacan, are also enormous and impressive. This shows that people in different parts of the world came up with similar architectural ideas, even though they had no direct contact with each other. So why did civilizations build pyramids? One reason might be their simple but strong shape. A pyramid is wide at the bottom and narrow at the top, which makes it very stable. This structure allowed people to build very tall monuments that could last for thousands of years. Another reason is symbolic. The shape of the pyramid may have represented rays of the sun, reaching down to earth, or a staircase leading to the heavens. Today, the pyramids attract millions of tourists every year. They are not just historical buildings but also symbols of human creativity, engineering, and imagination. Modern scientists are still studying how exactly they were built. Some researchers suggest the use of ramps and wooden sleds, while others think water may have been used to move the heavy stones more easily. The truth is, we still don't know the full details, and that mystery makes the pyramids even more fascinating. In conclusion, pyramids are more than just old stone structures. They are remarkable achievements of ancient civilizations, built with purpose, belief, and extraordinary skill. Whether in Egypt, Central America, or elsewhere, pyramids remind us of the power of human imagination and the desire to reach beyond the ordinary. Mont Saint-Michel is a small rocky island located in Normandy, in the northwestern part of France. It rises about 1 kilometer off the coast and is connected to the mainland by a causeway, which is a raised road across the water. From far away, it looks like a magical castle floating on the sea. Because of its beauty and history, it has become one of the most popular tourist destinations in Europe. The history of Mont Saint-Michel goes back more than 1,000 years. In the 8th century, a bishop had a vision of the Archangel Michael, and as a result, a church was built on the island. Over the centuries, the church grew into a large abbey, and the island became an important place for Christian pilgrims. Monks lived and prayed there, and the abbey became a symbol of faith and devotion. One of the most fascinating features of Mont Saint-Michel is the tide. The difference between high tide and low tide is very dramatic. At high tide, the island is surrounded completely by water, making it look like it is floating. At low tide, the water recedes, and people can actually walk across the sand to reach it. In the past, this natural feature made Mont Saint-Michel very difficult for enemies to attack, which is one reason it remained safe through many wars. The architecture of Mont Saint-Michel is also amazing. The abbey is built on top of the rocky island, with layers of buildings rising up toward the sky. Narrow streets, small houses, and shops surround the base, while the church and abbey stand proudly above. This combination of natural beauty and human creativity makes Mont Saint-Michel truly unique. During the Middle Ages, it served not only as a religious center but also as a fortress. Its walls and towers helped protect it from invaders. Even during the 100 Years' War between France and England, Mont Saint-Michel was never captured. This shows both the strength of its construction and the determination of the people who lived there. Today, Mont Saint-Michel is recognized as a UNESCO World Heritage Site. Each year, millions of tourists from around the world visit to admire its history, architecture, and natural surroundings. Visitors can walk through the narrow streets, climb up to the abbey, and enjoy breathtaking views of the sea and coastline. Scientists and historians also study Mont Saint-Michel as an example of how human beings can adapt to nature. Building on a rocky island with powerful tides was not easy, but people of the past used their intelligence and hard work to create something extraordinary. It is a reminder of what can be achieved when humans work together with determination and faith. In conclusion, Mont Saint-Michel is much more than just a tourist attraction. It is a place where nature, history, religion, and human imagination come together. From its beginnings as a small church to its present status as a world treasure, it continues to inspire people from all over the globe. Machu Picchu is an ancient Inca city located high in the Andes Mountains of Peru, about 2,400 meters above sea level. It is often called the Lost City of the Incas, because it remained hidden from the outside world for many centuries. Surrounded by steep mountains and deep valleys, it looks almost like a city built in the clouds. Historians believe that Machu Picchu was built in the 15th century during the height of the Inca Empire. It is thought to have been a royal estate or a sacred religious site, although its exact purpose is still debated. What makes it truly remarkable is how the Incas constructed such an advanced city in such a difficult location, without the use of modern tools or wheels. The city is divided into different areas, including temples, palaces, terraces, and living spaces. The most famous structures are the Temple of the Sun, the Intihuatana stone, and the Room of the Three Windows. The Incas built their walls with massive stones that fit so perfectly together that even a knife blade cannot pass between them. This technique made the buildings incredibly strong, allowing them to survive earthquakes for hundreds of years. Another fascinating feature of Machu Picchu is its farming terraces. The Incas created wide steps on the mountain slopes to grow crops such as maize and potatoes. These terraces not only provided food but also prevented soil erosion and controlled water. This shows how intelligent and practical the Inca people were in using nature to their advantage. For centuries, Machu Picchu remained unknown to the outside world. The Spanish conquerors who invaded South America never discovered it. It was not until 1911 that an American explorer named Hiram Bingham brought international attention to the site. Since then, it has become one of the most famous archaeological treasures in the world. Today, Machu Picchu is a UNESCO World Heritage Site and one of the new 7 wonders of the world. Every year, millions of tourists visit to see its ruins and to experience the breathtaking view of the mountains. Many people also hike the Inca Trail, a traditional route that leads directly to the site, offering a chance to follow in the footsteps of the ancient Inca people. However, the growing number of visitors has also created challenges. Too many tourists can damage the fragile stones and environment of Machu Picchu. To protect the site, the Peruvian government has set rules on the number of visitors allowed each day. Preservation efforts are very important so that future generations can continue to admire this wonder of human history. In conclusion, Machu Picchu is not only a symbol of the Inca Empire but also a reminder of human creativity and determination. Built in a remote and difficult environment, it represents the intelligence and spirit of a great civilization. When we look at Machu Picchu today, we are inspired by what human beings can achieve, even without modern technology. If you ever have the opportunity to travel to South America, visiting Machu Picchu would surely be an unforgettable experience. Angkor Wat is a massive temple complex located in Cambodia. It was originally built in the early 12th century by King Suryavarman II, who ruled the Khmer Empire at that time. The temple was first dedicated to the Hindu god Vishnu, but later, it became a Buddhist site. Today, it is the largest religious monument in the world, covering more than 160 hectares of land. The name Angkor Wat means City of Temples. It was designed not only as a religious center but also as a symbol of the Khmer Empire's power, culture, and artistic achievements. The architecture of Angkor Wat is extraordinary. The temple is surrounded by a large rectangular moat and high walls, which represent the mythical ocean and mountains of Hindu cosmology. At the center rise 5 towers shaped like lotus buds, symbolizing the sacred mountain Meru, believed to be the home of the gods. One of the most amazing features of Angkor Wat is its decoration. The walls of the temple are covered with long stone carvings, known as bas-reliefs. These carvings show stories from Hindu mythology, historical events, and scenes of everyday life. They are not only beautiful but also provide valuable information about the culture, beliefs, and traditions of the Khmer people. Another fascinating aspect of Angkor Wat is the way it was built. The temple is made of sandstone blocks, many of which were transported from quarries located several kilometers away. Without modern machines, workers had to use elephants, bamboo, and human strength to move and lift the stones. The precision of the construction is remarkable. Even today, the buildings remain strong and stable after more than 800 years. Angkor Wat is not only a masterpiece of architecture but also an important spiritual place. For centuries, it has been a site of worship, and Buddhist monks still come to pray there. It is also a national symbol of Cambodia, appearing on the country's flag and currency. For Cambodian people, Angkor Wat is a source of pride, representing their history and cultural identity. In modern times, Angkor Wat has become one of the world's top tourist destinations. Millions of visitors come every year to admire its beauty, especially at sunrise, when the temple's towers are reflected in the water of the moat. However, with so many tourists, the site faces problems such as erosion, damage to the carvings, and pressure on the environment. Preservation and careful management are necessary to protect this heritage for future generations. In 1992, UNESCO declared Angkor Wat and the surrounding Angkor area a World Heritage Site. Since then, international organizations and experts have worked together with the Cambodian government to restore and conserve the temples. Thanks to these efforts, Angkor Wat remains one of the best preserved monuments of ancient Asia. In conclusion, Angkor Wat is much more than just a temple. It is a symbol of human creativity, faith, and ambition. Its enormous size, detailed carvings, and spiritual meaning make it one of the greatest wonders of the world. Yellowstone is located mainly in the state of Wyoming in the United States, although parts of it extend into Montana and Idaho. It was established in 1872 as the first national park in the world. This makes Yellowstone not only a natural treasure but also a symbol of the modern idea of protecting nature for future generations. The park covers about 9,000 square kilometers, which is larger than some entire countries. Within this huge area, Yellowstone is home to a wide variety of landscapes, including mountains, lakes, rivers, forests, and valleys. But what makes Yellowstone especially famous are its geothermal features. The park sits on top of a volcanic hotspot, which causes hot springs, mud pots, and geysers to appear all around the area. The most famous geyser in Yellowstone is Old Faithful. It erupts hot water and steam high into the air about every 90 minutes, attracting large crowds of visitors. In addition, the park has the largest concentration of geysers in the world. The colorful Grand Prismatic Spring, with its bright blue center and rainbow-like edges, is another highlight. These natural wonders make Yellowstone look almost like a landscape from another planet. Yellowstone is also rich in wildlife. It is one of the few places in the United States where many large animals still live freely. Visitors can see bison, elk, bears, wolves, and even bald eagles. The bison herds of Yellowstone are especially famous because they are the oldest and largest public bison population in America. Watching these powerful animals roam across the valleys gives visitors a sense of what the continent looked like hundreds of years ago. However, Yellowstone is not only a place for sightseeing. It also plays an important role in science and conservation. Scientists study its geothermal features to learn more about volcanic activity. They also monitor its ecosystems to understand how plants, animals, and climate interact. The reintroduction of wolves in the 1990s is a famous example of Yellowstone's importance to ecology. By bringing wolves back to the park, the balance of nature was restored, affecting not only animal populations but even the shape of rivers and vegetation growth. Of course, with millions of visitors each year, Yellowstone faces challenges. Tourism can put pressure on the environment, causing pollution, traffic, and sometimes dangerous encounters with animals. Climate change is another major issue, affecting snow, rivers, and even the timing of geyser eruptions. Protecting Yellowstone requires careful management and respect from everyone who visits. Despite these challenges, Yellowstone continues to inspire people from around the world. It represents the idea that natural beauty and wildlife should be preserved, not destroyed. The decision to create Yellowstone as a national park in 1872 started a movement that has since spread to every continent. Today, there are thousands of national parks worldwide, all inspired by the example of Yellowstone. In conclusion, Yellowstone National Park is not only a place of stunning natural beauty but also a symbol of conservation and scientific discovery. With its geysers, wildlife, and breathtaking landscapes, it reminds us of the power and fragility of nature. Visiting Yellowstone is more than just a trip, it is an experience that helps us understand why protecting our planet is so important. The Great Wall is a series of walls and fortifications built across northern China. It was constructed over many centuries, beginning as early as the 7th century BC. The most famous sections that we see today were built during the Ming Dynasty, between the 14th and 17th centuries. The wall stretches for more than 21,000 kilometers, making it the longest man-made structure in the world. The original purpose of the Great Wall was military defense. It was designed to protect Chinese states and empires from invasions by nomadic tribes from the north, such as the Mongols. Watchtowers, beacon systems, and fortresses were built along the wall, allowing soldiers to send signals quickly when enemies approached. In this way, the wall served not only as a physical barrier but also as a communication network. The construction of the wall was an enormous task. Millions of workers, including soldiers, peasants, and prisoners, were forced to take part. They used local materials, such as earth, wood, and later, bricks and stone. The work was very hard and dangerous. Many workers lost their lives, which is why the wall is sometimes called the longest cemetery on earth. Despite these difficulties, the wall was completed and became a symbol of strength and unity for China. The design of the wall is impressive. It is not a single continuous wall but a network of walls, trenches, and natural barriers like rivers and mountains. Some parts are wide enough for several horses or carts to travel side by side, while others are narrow and steep, climbing high mountain ridges. The wall also includes thousands of watchtowers, where soldiers once stood guard. This combination of architecture and landscape makes the Great Wall unique. Today, the Great Wall is more than just a military structure, it is a cultural icon. It represents the determination, intelligence, and hard work of the Chinese people. It is also a symbol of their long history and civilization, stretching back thousands of years. In 1987, the Great Wall was declared a UNESCO World Heritage Site, recognizing its importance to the whole world. Tourism has made the Great Wall one of the most visited attractions in China. Millions of people from around the globe come to walk along its ancient stones and enjoy the breathtaking views of mountains and valleys. The section near Beijing, called Beideling, is especially popular because it is easy to reach and well preserved. However, other sections of the wall are in poor condition, damaged by weather, neglect, and even theft of bricks by local villagers. Preservation is a serious challenge for such a massive structure. Another interesting fact is that many people believe the Great Wall is visible from space with the naked eye. In reality, this is a myth. While astronauts can sometimes see parts of the wall using cameras, it is not clearly visible without special equipment. Still, this story shows how deeply the Great Wall captures people's imagination. In conclusion, the Great Wall of China is more than just a wall. It is a monument to human effort, sacrifice, and vision. It reminds us of the challenges of protecting a nation, the cost of construction, and the cultural pride of a civilization.